Hi, here I am, reluctantly addressing this topic yet again a little bit. There are other topics I'd like to get to in in the little bit of time that I hope to converse this evening. But I wanted to go over some things. Um, first, first, what I'd like to figure out is what intarnation, tetrapuncta is. Um, so I was reading through this article, and according to this, the Tetrapuncta um, occurrences. What incarnation? Negative 160 to 0 to 70. What? Oh, okay. Yeah, we are talking about years, I guess. I don't know what Tetrapuncta. Maybe I do know what Tetrapuncta is. I mean, 4 points, but I don't know what it is, what it looks like. So it, par for the course, far be it from me to provide context for what in the world I'm talking about. But basically, this is a continuation of the last video where I'm addressing the concept of sacred namery and its attachment. Uh, what's the word for it? Attachment to Kabbalah. Now, a lot more uh, evidence, I think, is needed in order to fully pull that out, draw that out. Also, for those of you that are not big fans of music being played backwards, I'm testing out one of my favorite musicians, Bach, backwards to see if it triggers copyright violation. If it does, then RIP to, I don't know. Not that it matters, because this channel isn't monetized, and it, as I've said before, it never will be. Um, all right, Tetrapuncta. Let's figure out what Tetrapuncta is. I mean, not what it is, but what it looks like. Um, Tetrapuncta. All right. Show the inconsistent practice of writing the Tetragrammaton mainly in biblical quotations in some manu. Wait, wait. Oh yeah. Square scripts were replaced with 4 dots or dashes. Tetrapuncta. All the manuscripts in which the copyist have used the Tetrapuncta. Yeah, okay, got it. Apparently to warn against you pronouncing, apparently, right, or allegedly, or whatever manuscript for a Q. Okay, so okay, that explains it. I think they show, yeah, okay, so they showed this example. They do show the example, and it's right here. Can you, what happens when you click on that? Oh, it just goes to the image. Okay, okay. So, or I'll zoom in. Oh, gee, no. I hate it. Oh, gee. All right. I hate it when I do that. Can I not, like, Huh. Oh, why is this so complicated? Okay, here, I'll do this. I'm gonna try and make it bigger. Do this, and then we'll do this. Hello and good evening to whoever is watching, because I always have one mysterious, um, unknown viewer, an unknown viewer, always. So hi, Lord be with you and keep you and make His face to shine upon you. And anyway, so there, this part right here. We'll just make ourselves a little blue. There you go. So there's your tetrapuncta. Tetrapuncta. Um, it's 4 points. So there you go. And apparently there are, that is the earliest, as demonstrated by this chart, that is the earliest form. The formless form is the earliest form. And then, quadra, anyway, oh, there's two examples. So this is another example right here, which you might be able to see, you might not. But whatever the case, the Tetrapuncta is the first oldest. Now, after that, according to this chart, the Hebrew script actually predates it by a year, possibly. And then concurrent are all three forms identified as simultaneous. So that's fascinating. And again simultaneous, and again simultaneous. So there's some folks out there that make the argument that the Phoenician or Paleo Hebrew is older, and though Paleo Hebrew text is older, that doesn't mean that there's any example older. Almost, I don't know, ironically. I guess the argument would be had, and here's the argument as far as I've heard it. You've got Hebrew script, and then all of a sudden an insertion of the Paleo Hebrew um, amidst a text of block Hebrew, and therefore I'm drawing my conclusions. So I'm drinking the tears of an oblate spheroid. So this isn't meant to offend anyone, but my software is blurring it out occasionally for your is this really how it has to be for me? My only viewers are bots. Block user on YouTube. Okay, good. Block user on, and then add to block list in Restream chat. And then I feel like I have to go to all these different places. It's so frustrating. I have to go to all these different places and go delete, because bots delete, and then whoops, I don't want to do that. Let's do this, and then we'll do this, and then we'll do this. squeeze her on down here. All right. Cold as ice. Welcome. Um, I'm glad an actual human being does at least click on my video and say hello. I mean, I appreciate that greatly. Um, but speaking of cold of ice, we've got -4 degrees Fahrenheit here, uh, and it's crazy outside. Lots of wind, lots of wind. Um, but yeah, I'm just not a big fan of all the bots infiltrating, as I say, little old me. Uh, we're gonna have to make sure I click that, and then I'm gonna have to. Can I delete? How do I delete this message? Click this. We gotta delete. Okay. So I removed it from a D live. Ew. Why do I have a lemon balance? I hope nobody give me lemons. Please don't do that. I wiped my balance a while back, but somehow I have like 8 lemons. I don't know. Whatever. Let's go to Twitch. Clean this stuff up. Let's clean this stuff up. No, no, no. Is that right? No, no, not that. GOS. I thought so. All right. So we'll click this. Click that. Then we'll have to click. How do you click? Oh, you can't delete messages on Twitch? I don't get it. I thought you had options like that. That's rough. Rough. But yes, it is. It's cold, and here I'll just. Can I make you a moderator? Oh, restream won't let me do that. I'm gonna have to pull up. There's so much. You feel like when you do this, you feel like you need like 10 screens just to. Everything needs to be big enough for my. I'm like leaning forward, trying to read stuff, and life's difficult, you know. Live dashboard, is this where I go? Yes, no, maybe. I don't know. I was gonna make you a mod, um, cold. So see if I can figure out how to do that. I have to mute. Can you say something? Pop up another comment if you're still there. Live chat. It should work. We'll pull it up more than one way. I'm gonna go to and then go whoops /GOSPEL. We'll just click this and then we'll just click that. All right, got it. And now, thanks. Yeah, it's add moderator. There you go. Cold as ice is now a moderator, which probably should have happened like 2 years ago or 3 or however long it's been. It's all good. Taken care of. Appreciate you. All right, we'll dip out of that. I'll go ahead and dip out of that, and we should be We should be back in business for me to. All right. So I feel like I make a habit of beating dead horses. Um, it's not considered animal cruelty because they're already dead. Um, and yes, of course, I'm speaking metaphorically, but for the autists, I always feel like I have to explain myself just in case. And then, of course, the algorithms, if you didn't know, um, the algorithms of YouTube are also autistic. So you got to be careful. Um, one more piece on this tetragrammaton. I found it interesting. I found it interesting that in the Greek, iota, alpha, omega. So in the Septuagint, that's how they that's how they would write it. Some of the time. Some of the time they'd write it a different way. But iota, alpha, omega, possibly pronounced yo, 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 or yo, or it wouldn't be yow because that omega is a hard O. Um, but it's fascinating to me. And then what you have there is the vowels. So what if you really wanted to be a silly boy or person, then you could take those vowels and put those vowels as the vowels um, for Yod He Vav He, which would make it Yeh Ha Vo, Yahavo. Which I've never seen anybody argue for that, which I find interesting because I find I'm gonna take these off. Oh, this topic really irritates me. Why are you talking about it then? Why are you making it the title of your video if it irritates you? Oh, okay. I've seen worse. I've seen worse combinations of letters than that, with less origin or explainability or rationality. I mean, you could almost make a rational argument for that, but not quite. But I'm also still disturbed by the fact that what if all these years that I've been sitting here thinking that I have somebody watching me, like, and not in a bad way, not in the paranoid schizophrenia way, but in the hey, I've got a secret viewer. What if all these years it's always just been a bot? It's a, as I've said before, it's a good thing that I don't get the quality or value of my personhood in the success of my YouTube stuff, because whoa, just whoa. Now this 12th century um, image is fascinating. I'm gonna go ahead and click a rue. This is whoa. 12th century. And you got these like turtles or You got this Napoleon Dynamite drawing, right? You got the Napoleon Dynamite Liger. You got the snake skin looking weirdness, and then you have these like turtle, kind of turtley looking things biting from the upper right and left corner. And you're like, what is Heve? Or I'm not Heve. We're not in Mexico. What is Yeve? Yeah, what is Yeve? Well, I gotta zoom out. um, Yeve is Patris Alphonsi's 12th century tetragrammaton trinity diagram, rendering the name as Yeve. Um, and what I find actually really curious here is that you actually have the letter J 900 years ago, whereas a lot of people are arguing, is that a uterus? Odd G? No. No, but no. You have a lot of people arguing that the letter J didn't even exist until like 500 years ago, 400, I don't know, 400 or 500 years ago, right? Well, 900 years ago, the letter J existed. So, um, patristic writings. Um, so you have this Yava. Yeah, we know about Yava. Yao, or it's not Yao though, it's Yao. 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 That could be how it would be pronounced. Yao. Yao. Not yo, but Yao. You start with Ya. Oh, Yao. Yao. It's tricky. That's a tricky one to say. Um, and then this guy that I'm looking, I need to look this one up. This, yeah, Lessians Catholic, page 196. Can I see this document? I wish in addition to just clicking on things, you could actually like get the sort. I don't want. Excuse me. I want to see the actual. Why is this always so hard? Jeh. Yeah, I mean, come on now. This is not helpful. I want to read the whole like. This, I'm sure this James guy wrote more than just yeah. Right out. What happens when you click on his name? Nothing. Nothing at all. Thanks. Appreciate you. Um, it, there it is. Maybe. What incarnation? When are these graphics from? This is talk about me just stumbling onto. I'm gonna need to zoom in on this. Are you seeing these graphics? What I need to find out what year this is from. This is really neat. Um, let me read. Can we can Google help me out here? Click this and click. Oh, gee, you can do better than. Can't you do that? Uh, Whatever. I just need to look for years. Are you telling me this is from the 1800s? Because that's not really exciting. I mean, it could be neat. When are these pictures from? When are these graphics from? Let me click this. All right. Well, I mean, it is in Latin, so why would I expect it to be here? I think there might be a year down here. 16 something. So that's neat. 1600 something. I'm just curious with how they okay. Whoops. Let's go here. All right. So I'm going to zoom in for your sake and my sake. We're going to peek at these 400 plus, well, about 400-year-old graphics that I just found interesting. They're supposed to, they're saying that Monday is the first day of the week. That's kind of weird. Um, and look, there's English. Obviously, I mean, you got 16. This is after 1611, so it's not that surprising. Um, but I'm always interested in how people um, portray graphically the first 6 days of creation. So in this instance, they are portraying God as a ball of light, basically, um, hovering over chaos, which void and chaos are not the same thing. Um, but anyway, and then they show basically the same thing on what they're showing this second day. Um, but what they're not doing is they're not portraying the firmament quite in the normal historical sense. They're portraying it as the expanse of the sky, for instance. So you got that as an issue, and then you've got that land here with the plants. That's interesting, and then you have the division of night and day. Um, Now, what I find interesting here, and I know I'm going off track, but that's because um, I'm trying to not lose my mind with the topic, um, because oof. Um, they show the moon smaller than the sun, which I find interesting. I find that interesting. And then there's also, of course, these zodiac symbols. So I find that slightly interesting too. So this is the Yod Hey Vav Hey that they keep drawing. That's the relevance, by the way, just in case there's any confusion there. What I like about this, as far as drawing things, what I don't like is this awkward. But then what you have in this next picture is an appropriate line. I love the creatures. Look at these. Look at these crazy dragon-like fish. Uh, wow. The fish and birds are just wow. Like this is old Nessie. Like what on earth are they thinking? Floats on the water like that, has big ol' eyes, shoots water from its head. Is this your portrayal of a whale? Because, bro, are we serious right now? That's weird. Oh, look at the spelling of Saturday in the 1600s. How interesting. Anyway, so then you have the sixth day, which, again, starting with Monday and trying to say that Sunday's the seventh day is just quite peculiar. And God said, "Let there be light." Okay, so is this like a second attempt? Wait, what's going on? Why are we starting over but then skipping days? Um, Look at that horizon. Look at that horizon. Um, what's going on? I don't understand. I don't know if they're doing like a Genesis 2 thing where they're kind of showing like this is kind of part of Eden, forbidden. How? Yeah, they're kind of doing a map and almost like this weird the rivers flowing forth in the different directions. This is neat. I like old artwork like this. It just I find it fascinating. Linquinda, which sounds um, like a lady I used to know. Linquinda. How do they know about Linquinda? Um, I know it's Latin. I'm just goofing around. Let's see here. Canaan is promised to Abraham. There's some cool artwork. I've seen biblical artwork that there's this guy that did tons of biblical artwork. This is different stuff though. Um, and whoever it is wanted to demonstrate like God being this ball of light. So, and then there you go, Jacob's ladder, an actual ladder going up. That checks out. Um, my sin. Oh, my Savior. What in the world? This is some stuff. This is some stuff. I was simply trying to look in. There's some weird stuff. It was a Catholic website and stuff. I was just trying to look into this yeah thing because I thought it was weird. Well, what's going on? What have we got going on here? Water under waters. Okay, what have we got here? Psalm 24. The earth is the Lord's and all its fullness, the world and those who dwell therein. For he has founded it upon the seas and established it upon the waters. Who may ascend into the hill of the Lord, or who may stand in his holy place? He who has clean hands and a pure heart. This is a good segue because that's the topic I actually wanted to get into, um, which will take me probably 10 seconds to address. But who has not lifted up his soul to an idol, nor sworn deceitfully, he shall receive blessing from the Lord. Psalm 24, first couple of verses there. Just considering the water under the waters. Yes. Yeah. Alrighty. So we're going to segue momentarily. It's loosely associated because, um, unfortunately, I need this verse. That's what I need. Just give me just a moment. What we're going to do is I'm going to pull this. Yes, Ecclesiastes 7:20. We can roll with that. We can roll with that. Alrighty. I'll just put that there. It's fine. It's good enough. Ecclesiastes 7:20, Bible Hub. Can you imagine? 1 million trackers have been blocked by Brave. Fantastic, I tell you what. All right. Uh, got some good cross references here, but yeah, surely there is no righteous man on earth who does good and never sins. So the topic here, what about Job and what about so and so and what about this guy and what about this guy walked with God and this guy is called righteous and what about the concept of this addresses those questions like this, right, like boom, it's done. Imputed righteousness. Well, let's look it up. What does that mean? What does imputed mean? Well, that's a theological term. You know what I want to know? Why is Webster's down? You know, what do we have to do to help these guys out? Can somebody please help my dudes over at Webster's Dictionary 1828.com help them fix this? They have no idea. I use Webster's Dictionary 1828. I wonder if I have a repository of it. I think I tried to download it. Um, the problem with downloading it is you can't use the search function, and that goes a little over my head. I know that there's a way you have to build an index or something. I don't know, but look at this. This is not happy. This is not making me happy. So my my main website I do go to every single day, 7 days a week, every day. Don't ask me why, because I'll tell you why, and you might not like the answer you get. Just kidding. Um, imputed. Let's better understand this word. Why don't you just go to a regular dictionary? Because all those other dictionaries are, not even going to say the words. What? You type in the word imputed and sodomy comes up. That's weird. That's really weird. I'm not sure how that happened. Um, impute? Okay. Oh, we'll just go with impute. We are looking at etymology, imputation, imputable, impute. So three. I can see all three at the same time. It's great. Perfect. All right. It's from a Latin word imputare, to reckon, make account of, charge, ascribe. Now, in the theological sense, in the way that it's used, we're going to use ascribe. Okay. Reckon is good, but reckon is also another old word that most modern English speakers are unfamiliar with. So we got to make this as simple as possible, if at all possible. If at all possible. You like that word possible? I wonder if any I wonder if anybody that has ever watched my streams has gone, I bet he really likes Jim Gaffigan because he's always doing that same little thing that Jim Gaffigan does. Um, and you would be right. I like that technique. The self commentary, the third person commentary. I don't know. The third firstly person, firstly third. I don't know. That's confusing, isn't it? It's a blending of third and first. It's third person perspective as told by the first person, I think. But yes, I do like it. It's true. The top of the glasses, they get in the way. I tell you what, top of my nose. I need like a tiny little thing to scratch my nose. I tell you what. All right. To trim, to prune, to reckon, to clear up, to settle an account. There you go. There you go. Um, so if the wages of sin are death, then the settling of the account that we owe death, right? The settling of that account is done by God through Jesus. Now, it was done prior to the death, burial, and resurrection of Jesus, uh, and there were a handful of people in the Old Testament where this was referred to as the imputed righteousness was by faith. Um, so the trick here, when somebody is arguing that you can be perfect, let's go back. Let's go back over here. When somebody's arguing that you can be perfect, they're neglecting where righteousness comes from. Now, if it's true here, right, uh, surely there is no righteous man on earth who does good and never sins. Surely. Not there's probably not. With assurance, you can know this. It's intuitive. It's obvious. But let's go on. Then Romans, of course, says it. All. All. It's logical to assume that, by the way. It's logical. Um, and this question, where does righteousness come from? I will answer with scripture, because my claim is that righteousness comes from the one who is righteous. So I want to make sure to back up that claim. When they sin against you, for there is no one who does not sin. First Kings. Um, Second Chronicles. Same words. It was almost like idiomatic, an axiom of reality. I don't know. What is man that he should be pure, or one born of a woman that he should be righteous? Job checks out. And think of that. Job's the one that they turn to point to the righteous man. Look at my servant Job. Well, servant, and here's the trick. Here's the trick. This is so remember how it's like, here's the answer, boom, boom, boom. And I was like, imputed righteousness. Yes. But there's one other thing. You and me are not allowed to call ourselves righteous. I've got to phrase this the right way. I said that with a period at the end. Righteousness comes from God. Let's cover that so that then I can make that statement with a clear conscience, right? Um, Righteousness comes from God, so it is God who declares. It's God who declares someone righteous, not us. We don't have the. My argument is we don't have the prerogative to label ourselves or anyone else righteous. That comes from God. So declared righteous. Well, it looks like Romans, Romans, Romans. Let's go. Therefore, no one will be justified in his sight by works of the law, for the law merely brings awareness of sin. Therefore, no one will be justified in his sight. So it's not, again, it's not about each other. It's about him. But let's look up this other. I'm looking for more declared. You know what I don't like about Bible Hub is the Treasury of Scripture section. Therefore, but through the righteousness of faith. Here, let's hop over here. No. I'm looking for declared righteous specifically. Declared righteous. We'll just hit enter on that and see what happens here. My mouth will declare your righteousness and your salvation all day. Oh, it's just a praise to God. I have declared, yeah, okay, about God. They will, no, declare, no, it's not going to be in Psalm. Declare, no, wait, declare what is to be, present it, let the, there is no God apart from righteous. Okay. Will be declared, is they who obey will be declared righteous for merely listening to the law. Okay. Demonstrate. No. All right, here we go. Romans 4:11, and that God had already accepted him, and God declared him to be righteous. Right? God's the one that does these declarations, not us. That's kind of the point I'm trying to get at. Let's go to Job 9:20, where he's talking about even if I were righteous, my mouth would condemn me. There you go. All right, that pretty much sums up. You can't call yourself righteous. Case in point, Job 9:20. And maybe you already know this, but the problem with anyone who ever claims sinless perfectionism, which in my experience, the vast majority of people that enter into sacred namery, Hebrew roots movement, or any other form, they start slipping into a concept of a version of works righteousness. These pursuits, the romance, the appeal. That's the word that I want to add to my common vernacular. The appeal, to demonstrate righteousness is there. As a result, virtue signaling very much becomes second nature, so to speak. And what you have is a lot of, well, I do this. Well, I do this. As for me and my household, we do this. It's like, well, but I'm not bragging. I just want to tell people about how great it is to do these things. And even if I were righteous, my mouth would condemn me. If I were blameless, it would declare me guilty. Well, why is that there, Job? Why is that, Job? Why is that, my good friend Job? Though I am blameless, I have no concern for myself. I despise my own life. Though I am blameless. Now he does say that he is blameless. Thank you. Though I am blameless, I have no concern for myself. I despise my own life. It is all the same, and so I say, he destroys both the blameless and the wicked. I don't know what to tell you. Declared righteous Bible verses. Well, yeah, Romans really likes the yeah, see, I just say declared righteous and then imputed righteousness comes up. So we'll go through these verses. This open Bible is always a great way to get lists for topical. If you're ever looking for a list, the topical Bible search of Open Bible, it does a great job. It's good. For our sake, he made him to be sin who knew no sin, that so that in him we might become the righteousness of God, the righteousness from God. Here, who became to us wisdom from God, righteousness and sanctification, redemption. We're just going to go through these. His faith counted as righteous. But believes in him who justifies the ungodly. Hold on. And to the one who does not work but believes in him who justifies the ungodly, his faith is counted as righteous. So, just another interesting verse there. For in it the righteousness of God. God counts righteousness. The Lord is our righteousness. The Lord counted it to him as righteousness. That we might die to sin and live to righteousness. By his wounds you have been healed. He himself bore our sins. Yeah, so he himself lived to righteousness. I know he himself, he did this, He himself bore our sins in his body on the tree that we might die to sin and live to righteousness. Where does it come from? From what he did. But now the righteousness of God has been manifested. So that righteousness would be counted to them, not from them, to them. The righteousness of God counted to him. Well, they did not submit to God's righteousness. Now the righteousness of God. For Christ is the end of the law for righteousness to everyone who believes. Right, right here. Righteousness to, not righteousness of, not righteousness from, righteousness to. There's a direction of righteousness. And And you know what's interesting? I titled this, there's four people, really? How many of you are bots? How many of you are bots? That's what I want to know. You want to say hi? You want to say hello? I picked up a 1611 Bible the other day. I love reading it. I find a lot of change words and phrases. Yeah, yeah. There's reasons. Reasons. Beep boop, beep boop boop pop pop. Seriously though, Cold as Ice is here. Thank you so much for hanging out. But again, I titled this video "Conversation," and all it is a monologue. What are you gonna do? You're just gonna keep on keeping on. I was watching a YouTuber today. His name is Sasnak, Sasnak. It's Kansas backwards. And he's one of the truckers in the trucker convoy that's going on. And apparently, some guy, some loser, was criticizing him. And he was kind of like coming back at him with some words and was like, this guy that criticized me only had like 68 subscribers. And he was like, he said something to the effect of, he's a nobody. And it was a live stream, so I was like in the chat, I was like, not all nobodies are terrible people. I've got like 300, I've got like 200 subscribers. I don't know how many subscribers I have. Um, I don't know how many subscribers I have. Um, but um, but yeah, seriously, I see the number 4. So what am I to make of that? If you don't say hi, well, I don't want to. I don't want anybody to know that I'm here. I mean, I see the number. Other people might see the number depending on what platform they're looking at. Um, just leave it a mystery. Fine. That finger. I put the finger up. All right. So anyway, it. Oh, that's Isaiah. Yeah, that's right. We have all become like one who is unclean, and all our righteous deeds are like a polluted garment. We all fade like a leaf, and our iniquities, like the wind, take us away. Um, so anyway, what's up? What's up? Through faith in Jesus. Um, by faith in Christ. For the promise to Abraham did not come through law, but through the righteousness of faith. And it came to him, not from him. I I know I'm beating the dead horse. I know. But there are people that still to this day get this wrong. There are people that believe that they can become perfect. I mean, for that matter, there are people that can believe that they will become God, or a version of God. So if we're going off what people believe, then the gamut is wide. The gamut is very wide. But I find this irrefutable that righteousness comes from God. God is perfectly righteous. So all of righteousness was accomplished in and through and with Jesus. So that work is done. I know this is like a back and like it's kind of again. I know I'm beating the dead horse. I get it. For as by no, by the one man's disobedience, the many were made sinners. So by the one man's obedience, the many will be made righteous. Where does righteousness come from? Do you fully understand where righteousness comes from? For we hold that one is justified by faith apart from works of the law. Therefore, if anyone is in Christ, he is a new creation. The old has passed away. Behold, the new has come. All right, so another topic. It said four, and now it says two because I went on a rant about the four people. So they wanted to, two of those people were like, I'm out of here. I'm not even going to say hi. Which, I don't know. How could I ever? I don't know. We'll move on. We'll move on. Rant, move on. Preterism. The topic of preterism. Um, uh, it's a topic that comes up from time to time, and uh, I have very little interest in the topic. And I find that there are people that have great interest in the topic, strong interest in defending their position. And if you believe that we are living in the new heaven and the new earth right now, I don't know how I could fellowship with you. Maybe I could. Maybe I could, but if you believe that Jesus came back and resurrected the saints and all of that already, I guess my question is, what happened to you? What series of events, what teachers, what books influenced you in such a way that you could possibly conclude that the totality of prophecy in the Bible has been accomplished? And I think I know, based on some of the things that I read, how this happens, and I'm going to give you an example. And it won't, I'm not going to necessarily be very helpful, but it's in Micah. It's in Micah. It took me a moment. I had to like scan through my mind palace, as it were, and Micah mountain. I can't remember what verse exactly, but melting. Um, Here we go. So here's what happens. Here's what happens. It's in the first chapter. Judgment to come. Apparently, there's a cross reference here. We'll go to that too. We'll go to that too. Um, this is the word of the Lord that came to Micah the Morashite in the days of Jotham. Or I'm sorry, you want me to say Jotham? Okay, fine. We'll say Jotham. Ahaz, Hezekiah, kings of Judah, what he saw regarding Samaria and Jerusalem. Yeah, never say J and never say Ja. It's evil. It's evil to pronounce the letter J. Maybe that's another topic I could address tonight. There are people that believe, I know, I'll read the Bible, I get it. Stop interrupting God's word because it's way better than what I have to say. I understand. But there are people that are under the impression that English as a language is inherently, not appropriated, but inherently linked to magic and sorcery and spell casting and Kabbalah and all of that. That English was created for the purposes of spellcasting. Ugh. These are usually the same people that deny or reject history, throwing babies out with bathwater. So maybe I'll address that topic because etymology is such a powerful tool to help dispel, pun intended, this obsession with the appealing idea that English is evil. I don't know why it's appealing, but I'm trying to incorporate the word appealing into my common vernacular, as I said, I think earlier. We're working on including the word appealing because nobody seems to know what specious means. So I'm trying to adjust my vocabulary so that everyone knows what I'm talking about when I say what I want to say. It's tough. People want to be monosyllabic, and it's tough. See, tough is one syllable. Most people understand that word. Tough. It even, you know what? It's kind of funny. Tough. Easy. Just the way that those words sound, it's kind of funny. But don't get caught up in the way words sound. That's where you get lost. That's why etymology is so important. Let's read the Bible. It's way better than whatever my bloviations were there. That's such a negative connotation. I know. I looked up definition of bloviation. I was like, I don't even know if I can properly use that word in relationship with what I say. It's not a fair assessment of how I talk when I monologue. Bloviation is an insult. So applying it to myself is a form of self-hatred, which ain't about that life. Hear, O peoples, all of you, listen, O earth, and everyone in it. He says earths, and he says everyone, so I think he means everyone. I think he means everyone. May the Lord God bear witness against you, the Lord from his holy temple. For behold, the Lord comes forth from his dwelling place. He will come down and tread on the high places of the earth. The mountains will melt beneath him, and the valleys will split apart like wax before the fire, like water rushing down a slope. All this is for the transgression of Yaakov. It does say Jacob. It does say Jacob. You're right. Let's just read Jacob then. All this is for the transgression of Jacob and the sins of the house of Israel. I mean, how can you keep on talking about sacred namery, Hebrew roots movement, and constantly try to reappropriate the English pronunciations back into the Hebrew and act like that's not necessarily the best thing to do, but then also do it? Is that a little hypocritical? It's kind of for humor sake that I do it. Um, but whatever. I don't know. I'm thinking about it. I do say Jesus and not Yeezus because I'm not in that kind of rap. I don't get it. That's okay. It's better that you don't get it. I get it. That's not even rap. I know. I agree. I don't even know what his music sounds like actually. Therefore, I will make Samaria a heap of rubble in the open field, a planting area for a vineyard. I will pour her stones into the valley and expose her foundations, and her carved images will be smashed into pieces. All her wages. Now, what wages are we talking about here? Are we talking about the wages of sin or death? Those kind of wages? You're getting all metaphorical. I don't know. I don't know either. Check it out. Think about it. All her wages will be burned in the fire, and I will destroy all her idols. Since she collected the wages of a prostitute, they will be used again on a prostitute. Whoa, Micah, whoa. So, comes forth. You know, what happens? The reason why did you go to these verses? Why I don't understand why you went to these verses. Because what happens is people read these and go, well, God never melted mountains. God didn't stomp around on the high places of the earth. So therefore, prophecy is all metaphorical. So when Jesus says that he's coming back, it doesn't mean that he's actually coming back. Exactly. Hmm. Hmm. I guess a question I would have for somebody with that frame of mind is there any difference between the communications of a prophet and the communications of God? Are there any stylistic differences? Are there any qualitative differences? I think it's a valid question. Well, what does that have to do with anything? Well, I mean, did God ever talk to his people? Did God ever come down and talk to his people? I mean, I'm not saying that Jesus was the one stomping around in the high places, although he probably had a little bit of stomping around in some high places. And I'm not saying that Jesus melted some mountains, but there was that deal with the tearing, the splitting. I'm not trying to get metaphorical, and I'm not trying to say that Jesus fulfilled that prophecy. I'm not making that connection. Um, but what I am saying is to compare Micah to Jesus in regards to how they would be communicating seems like a false equivocation fallacy. But that's just me because I don't put Jesus in the same category as Micah. Maybe you do. I don't know. But it's interesting. English. Why are they hating on English, guys? So I have to say, I like I like Bach backwards for the most part. I think I would like it more if it were piano, but this was the longest track that I could find backwards. I wanted to give it a try, so I put it on loop and put the volume low. Um, it's not annoying. It's different and strange. It feels like there's a tension, like there's dissonance. I don't think he knows what he's talking about. Hey, whatever. Um, and they will all go to settle on the stoop for winds or clusters. I was trying to see how this was related. On that day, in every place that had 1,000 vines worth 1,000 only briars and thorns, women will go there, bow and arrow, covered for fear of briars and thorns. Traverse the hills once tilled by the hoe on that day. How is this related exactly? The Lord will bring on you and on your people, he will bring. And to remove your oh no. Shave your hair, head, and your legs, and your beard? Ew. Oh man, that's rough. I don't remember that verse. That's horrible. Um, yeah, I don't know how it's connected exactly. And I know I wasn't very thorough on that little side topic, but English is the language of Kabbalah? I don't know. I mean, that doesn't make any sense. I don't even know how to look. Um, Here, I'll just type in English is evil. See what happens. English is evil. What? No way. What? There's a Japanese article. Um, what in the world is this? This is fascinating. Just English is evil. A Japanese article. Um, we sometimes take English for granted. Finally, quicksand takes you down slowly. Boxing rings are square, and the guinea pig is neither from Guinea nor is it a pig. Okay, so that's a very different perspective on how to break down the language. Um, yeah, let's read this other article. Obviously, that was like the top result. Um, okay, I think it's a lighthearted article and it's just complaining about how difficult. What? I know. No, I don't. No, no, no. Go away. Go, go. No. Oh, gee. Oh, gee. Oh man, can we? Okay, so I've got to do that, um, and then like throw it in Notepad just to read the stupid article. Ay ay ay. Um, Notepad. Um, this is gonna be terrible. That's not that bad. There are so many different accents in English. Well, you guys have like 15 million characters in your. We have like a short. So many different. Oh, accents like they never mind. Whatever. Whatever. You can't see me. So I'll make this smaller. I wrote this like 23 years ago. The Roman alphabet doesn't reflect the true pronunciation of English. That's fair. That's fair. English has confusing tenses. Yeah. Oh no. Whoops. Um, I think that it goes. Yeah, it goes way over. Can we do word wrap? I hate it. There we go. English has. Yeah. Okay, we did that. English has whoopee, coopy, shoopy. Would would be what? I think my students such a go means would be, could be, should be, would. Okay. You have to realize that the English language was in English dependent on is a secret code to keep important nation. What? 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 I don't know what this is talking about. Is this some awkward propaganda? That's really weird. English has those pesky articles A and B. Um, After the Meiji Restoration. Keyword. I have to check that out. I'm gonna put this in my little notes. Save that one in the back pocket. Because what in the world is the Meiji Restoration? I don't know what that is. English uses singular and plural. Japanese language doesn't use singular and plural. So why do you think you need it in English? Uh, how does that work? Japanese doesn't have plural or singular apparently. I don't. I can't even conceive of what that means. That's baffling to me. English has many difficult sounds like Feierlich, Feierlich, L, R, V, T, H, and Z. Yeah, to help distinguish. Yeah, this is a joke article, or it's awkward propaganda, but it seems like a joke article. English has the unconditional it, as in it's raining. What does it mean? You know, I'm a native English speaker, so I'm actually baffled that I'm so used to these things I don't recognize it as a problem. Fascinating. No one knows. It's just a fact of life. Writing is hard because English has so many spelling rules. This leads to spelling rules I can never remember, such as I before he except after D, or was it I before E except after he, or I before E except after P. Yeah, the biggest evil of the English language is that we need it. Yo. Again? Did you ban him? Cold as ice. Are you on top of this? I'm gonna ban. Add block list. So block user on YouTube. Add block list and restream. I what? Why me? Why does a nobody like me get attacked by bots? I, I what did I do? What? What did I do? Just gonna delete that. D-Live, and then I'm gonna go. What? I mean, why though? And why is it even at this point? Why they're circumventing the because they're doing like a space between the three letters and the other three letters. Um, they found a way to just circumvent the whole thing, and you've got these bots that um, all right, we're gonna remove the message, right? Oh, I guess it's already been removed. Report. This one. This one. Okay. So I removed it. I banned them. I reported it. But what report? I'm gonna report the other one. Report. Okay. And then I'll get a little email from YouTube, and it's just like, you know, what good is it to spam a channel that has one viewer? If like go, I guess it costs them nothing to do. Um, I'm just gonna don't save. Yeah, no thanks. I'm gonna have to find some more resources to address this topic of English being an evil language from a spiritual standpoint. This belief that these are the sorts of people that you'll hear say things like um, the sole of your shoe is sounds like the word soul, and this makes is just very significant because the soles of our feet come into contact with the earth, and if you rearrange the letters of earth, it relates to your heart, and they do all these appealing, poetic, but also completely nonsensical um, adventures and nonsense with words, and I need. Well, I don't need to. I want to somehow identify the core components there, because this vaguely relates to the way that people are handling um, Paleo Hebrew, pictorial interpretation, uh, word magic, sacred namery. This vaguely relates to that, and at least it's at least a kissing cousin in the realm of reason and logic, because you're not appreciating, well, etymology. You're not appreciating the manuscripts. You're not. There's so much. There's a leaps of logic, as Michia Coco guy says. I know that's not his name, but we can, it's not his name, but we can treat it like it's his name, because that's what they say about gravity and it not being a force. It's not a force, but we can treat it like it's a force. So Michia Coco isn't his name, but we can treat it like it is his name. Checks out. I'm I'm done here. An hour and a half of monologuing. Yeah, I'm disappointed that I call it a conversation because it's just a conversation with myself. I hopped topic, loosely connected, maybe, but started exactly an hour and a half ago. We'll just go ahead and just go edify yourself. You know what? That's a fun new insult or curse. There's a curse, right? A reverse psychology curse. Go edify yourself. What'd you just say to me? Go edify yourself. Oh, these sorts of things you shouldn't be joking about. It's disrespectful. Go edify yourself. But I'm actually saying it more like go edify yourself because I'm not sure I accomplished any of that this time. Maybe next time. I don't know. Thanks for hanging out, Cold. Thanks for hanging out, other mystery people. Bots, thanks for giving me something else to talk about. And follow Yahweh, not Yahweh, your way, any of that.